The hip-hop world is spinning in pure shock tonight as one of the most unexpected bombshells just dropped. Papoose, the man who once stood tall beside Remy Ma through prison, industry drama, and countless scandals, has finally admitted something nobody thought he'd ever say. He regrets leaving her. Yes, you heard that right. After months of flaunting his new romance with boxing champion Claressa Shields, the fairy tale has come crashing down. Claressa just dumped Papoose in the most brutal way possible, and now the very same man who once seemed to have moved on is confessing the one thing fans never thought he'd admit: that walking away from Remy was the biggest mistake of his life. But here's where it gets messy. Insiders are leaking shocking details about why Claressa ended things. Whispers are surfacing about Remy Ma's reaction. And fans online are tearing Papoose apart for what they're calling the karma breakup of the century. And if you thought this was just another celebrity split, think again, because this scandal is spiraling into a war of words, receipts, and heartbreak that could rewrite the entire narrative of hip-hop's most complicated love triangle. Stay tuned, because what happens next will leave you breathless to understand why this shocking revelation from Papoose has the entire industry buzzing. We need to rewind and look at how we got here, because this drama didn't just appear out of nowhere. No, this has been brewing for years, and the players involved are no strangers to messy headlines. Let's start with Papoose and Remy Ma. For over a decade, they were hip-hop's definition of loyalty. When Remy was locked up, Papoose stood by her side faithfully, earning the reputation of being one of the most devoted husbands in the game. Fans saw him as the rare man in hip-hop who wouldn't fold under pressure. He wrote letters, visited regularly, and publicly defended her name against anyone who tried to drag her. People said their love story was bulletproof, something untouchable. But over time, cracks began to show. After Remy's release, fame and pressure returned full force. Allegations of infidelity, career frustrations, and clashes about family responsibilities all created a storm. And while Papoose kept smiling in public, behind closed doors, insiders whispered that the marriage wasn't as picture-perfect as it looked. Enter Claressa Shields, the world champion boxer who was no stranger to controversy herself. Fierce, outspoken, and proud of her independence, Claressa represented everything Remy wasn't at that stage of life. While Remy was battling to protect her image, Claressa was rising fast, collecting titles and headlines with her bold personality. And soon Papoose was spotted courtside at her fights, slipping into interviews with her and even making appearances on Claressa's social media. At first, fans thought it was innocent, maybe just business, maybe just friendship. But when rumors of late-night hotel meetings surfaced, and Claressa began posting cryptic captions about real love and starting fresh, the whispers turned into full-blown scandal. And just like that, the man who once preached loyalty was being accused of stepping out on Remy Ma with a boxing champion. When the news broke that Papoose had officially split from Remy and started publicly appearing with Claressa, fans were stunned. The hip-hop world was divided. Some accused Papoose of betraying the very woman who held him down through the darkest years of her life, while others claimed Remy had pushed him away with her own mistakes. Either way, the once unshakable love story had shattered. But here's the thing: Claressa and Papoose's fairy tale was never as perfect as it looked either. Behind the flashy smiles and appearances, insiders claim the two constantly clashed. Claressa, known for her fiery personality, reportedly grew tired of Papoose's attempts to control narratives and keep things industry clean. Meanwhile, Papoose allegedly struggled to keep up with Claressa's fast-paced lifestyle, her international fame, and her nonsense attitude when it came to loyalty. In recent months, Claressa began dropping hints online, vague tweets about dead weight, snakes in the grass, and fake kings who can't hold the crown. Fans speculated it was about Papoose, but nobody could confirm. Until now, because this week, Claressa Shields made it official. She dumped Papoose. And not only that, she allegedly told insiders that she felt he was still emotionally tied to Remy Ma, a confession that, if true, flips this entire saga upside down. Now, the man who once strutted proudly alongside Claressa is sitting in interviews, admitting the one thing nobody thought they'd hear from him, that leaving Remy was a mistake. Fans are calling it karma. Others say it's just heartbreak. But one thing is undeniable. Papoose's empire of loyalty, pride, and respect has been shattered in front of millions. And the question everyone is asking now, was Claressa right? Did Papoose never truly let go of Remy? Or is this just a desperate attempt to win sympathy after being humiliated in the public eye? 'Cause here's the twist. Sources close to Remy say she's already preparing her own response. And if you thought Papoose's confession was shocking, wait until you hear what Remy is about to unleash. The moment everything exploded didn't come from a carefully crafted press release, a polished interview, or even a music drop. It came from the rawest, most humiliating place possible. A leaked private conversation late Friday night. A mysterious audio clip surfaced online. The voice was unmistakably Papoose, his tone low and filled with desperation. In the recording, he was allegedly pleading with Claressa to reconsider walking away from him. "I gave up everything for you," he says, the pain in his voice cutting through. "Don't do me like this. Don't leave me standing out here like I'm a fool." The audio spread like wildfire. Within hours, Twitter and Instagram were flooded, with hashtags like #PAPOOSE begging and #CLARESSA moves on. Fans were merciless, clowning the man once hailed as the king of loyalty. Memes compared his situation to every man who swears he'll never fold, only to fold the minute things get tough. But here's where it got even worse. Just moments after the clip started trending, Claressa herself jumped into the fire. She didn't deny it. She didn't even try to protect him. Instead, she poured gasoline on the flames by posting a now viral tweet. "Sometimes you think you're with a king, but it turns out he just wanted to borrow your crown." The tweet alone would have been brutal, but Claressa didn't stop there. Hours later, she posted a series of cryptic Instagram stories, one showing her championship belts lined up with the caption, "These are my real trophies," followed by another video of her laughing with her friends, while someone in the background muttered, "He's still crying over the past." Fans connected the dots instantly. Claressa wasn't just done with Papoose, she was mocking him, making it clear that their relationship wasn't worth a single ounce of Tapos. Regret on her part? And then came the first shocking twist nobody saw coming. While Claressa was dragging Papoose publicly, another leak surfaced, this time in the form of screenshots allegedly taken from Papoose's text messages. The texts, allegedly sent to a close friend, revealed the truth he hadn't yet said out loud. "I thought I could move on. I thought Claressa was the one, but deep down, I know I never should have left Rem. That was my family, my backbone." That line shattered the internet. Fans immediately interpreted it as Claressa accusing Papoose of still being in love with Remy Ma the entire time they were together. If true, it would mean Papoose's confession of regret wasn't new. It was the very reason his relationship with Claressa crumbled in the first place. And that's where the story takes its darkest, most dramatic turn yet. Because as soon as Claressa's comments went viral, reports surfaced that Remy Ma herself had been keeping tabs on the entire situation. Insiders close to her claim she's been receiving messages of support from fans, who now see her as the ultimate winner in this messy love triangle. And according to those same insiders, Remy is preparing a scathing response, one that could end Papoose's credibility forever. But before Remy could even speak, something else hit the headlines. Papoose, in a moment of desperation, allegedly reached out privately to Remy. Leaks claim he sent her a long, emotional message apologizing for everything, begging for forgiveness, and admitting that walking away was the single biggest mistake of his life. The message allegedly read, "You were my ride or die. Nobody ever held me down like you. I lost My way, I let pride get in the way of love. I'll never forgive myself for hurting you, and I'll always regret the day I left. Whether or not the message is real, its circulation added fuel to the fire. Now, fans are divided. Some are saying Papoose is finally telling the truth and deserves sympathy, while others insist it's too little, too late, that once you betray someone like Remy, there's no going back. And here's the kicker. Remy hasn't confirmed or denied receiving that message, but she has been spotted liking shady tweets about karma, faithfulness, and what's meant for you won't hurt you. So the question now is clear. Will Remy Ma actually respond to Papoose's desperate attempt at redemption? Or will she twist the knife even deeper and expose him in ways he never imagined? Because trust me, insiders are already whispering that Remy is sitting on receipts that could completely end his credibility once and for all. And the next time we hear from her, it might just be the final blow in this saga. The drama that was, already boiling over, suddenly erupted into a full-on explosion when Remy Ma finally made her move. For days, she had been silent, letting the internet drag Papoose while Claressa Shields basked in her freedom. But insiders claim that silence wasn't because she didn't care. It was because she was carefully plotting her next move, waiting for the exact moment to strike. And when she did, the entire industry froze. It started with an Instagram Live session late at night. Fans noticed Remy looking calm, maybe even too calm, with a smirk on her face as she sipped from a wine glass. Without naming names, she delivered a line that felt like a direct dagger to Papoose's heart. It's funny how people don't realize what they had until it's gone. But by the time they do, the door is already locked and I lost the key. The comment instantly went viral, with fans screaming in the comments, SHEs talking about Papoose. The live was clipped, re-uploaded, and within hours it had racked up millions of views. Bloggers declared it the final nail in Papoose's coffin, with headlines reading, Remy Ma responds to Papoose's begging with cold-blooded shade. But what nobody saw coming was the shocking reveal that followed. Within 24 hours of Remy's cryptic clapback, a blog called Hip Hop Tea Room released what they claimed were exclusive leaked DMIs between Papoose and Remy. According to the screenshots, Papoose had been messaging Remy long before Claressa officially dumped him. One message allegedly read, "No matter what happens with me and her, you're still the only woman I'll ever respect. Don't let social media twist it. My heart never left you." Another message appeared to show him saying, "You were there when nobody else was. I'll always regret walking away, and I know I don't deserve a second chance, but I can't pretend I don't miss what we had." The receipts shook the internet to its core. If real, they proved that Papoose's regret wasn't just recent, it was happening while he was still with Claressa. Fans erupted with accusations that he had been emotionally cheating on Claressa the whole time, never truly invested in her relationship. The backlash was immediate and savage. Claressa herself seemed to respond with a savage tweet. "Glad I dodged a bullet. Imagine sharing your bed with a man whose heart belongs to somebody else. Couldn't be me." That one line hit harder than any knockout punch she's ever thrown in the ring. Suddenly, the narrative shifted. This wasn't just about Papoose regretting his decision after the breakup. This was about a man who had been lying to himself and to women, playing both sides until it all came crashing down. And here's where the escalation reached an all-new high. Other celebrities started weighing in. Fat Joe, a longtime friend and collaborator of Remy, posted a cryptic tweet. "Loyalty is priceless. Once you break it, there's no getting it back." Meanwhile, Lil Mo, who's always had a front row seat to New York's messy hip-hop relationships, went live to say, "This is what happens when you take love for granted. Pap had a queen, and he thought the grass was greener. Can look at him out here looking like a fool." Even 50 Cent couldn't resist jumping in with his signature trolling style, posting a meme of a man crying into a championship belt with the caption, "This Papoose." The entire hip-hop community was laughing, clowning, and dragging Papoose in ways he had never experienced before. The same man who once prided himself on being the most loyal husband in hip-hop was now the poster child for regret, betrayal, and humiliation. And just when it seemed like things couldn't possibly get any darker for him, another shocking bombshell dropped. A source close to Remy Ma leaked that she wasn't just sitting back and laughing at the mess. No, she was allegedly preparing a tell-all interview, where she would finally speak on what really went down between her and Papoose before he got involved with Claressa. According to The Insider, Remy is planning to reveal that Papoose didn't just leave her out of love, he left her chasing clout, tension, and validation that ultimately destroyed him. The mere rumor of this interview sent shockwaves across the internet. Fans started counting down the days, speculating that Remy was about to deliver the final word that would bury Papoose's credibility for good. And if that wasn't enough to stir chaos, one more shocking reveal surfaced that left fans gasping. Papoose had allegedly been telling friends that he was considering writing a diss track aimed at Claressa and Remy, trying to flip the narrative back in his favor. Insiders say he's been in the studio, emotional, angry, and desperate to reclaim his pride. The news sent fans into a frenzy. Would Papoose really go that low, attacking the two women who defined his entire public image? Or was this just another desperate move from a man whose career and reputation were slipping through his fingers? One thing is certain, this isn't just drama anymore. It's a war, and the next move will determine who comes out on top in one of the messiest love triangles hip-hop has ever seen. But here's the real question hanging in the air right now. If Papoose really regrets leaving Remy Ma, is he doing it because he truly loves her, or because Claressa exposed his weaknesses to the entire world? Because if Remy decides to speak publicly, we might finally learn the truth about what broke their relationship in the first place. And trust me, that truth might just be even uglier than what we've seen so far. The internet didn't just talk about this drama, it erupted like a volcano. By the morning after the receipts leaked, Twitter was trending with hashtags like hashtag #PAPOOSE regrets, hashtag Remy wins, and hashtag CLARESSA dodged ABUL. Everyone had an opinion, and nobody was holding back. On one side, die-hard Remy Ma fans were celebrating like it was a championship victory. They saw her cryptic Instagram live as the ultimate mic drop moment, proof that she was the one who had been wronged all along. One viral tweet read, "Remy held Pap down through everything, and the second he thought he was hot, he switched up. Now he's crawling back. Nah, sis, keep the door shut." Another fan wrote, "Remy was the real prize. Claressa just taught him the lesson. Once you lose a queen, you never get her back." But Claressa's fans weren't letting the narrative slide that easily. They rallied around her, turning her fiery tweet into a viral rallying cry. Some of the most shared posts read, "Claressa Shields deserves a medal for dodging that clown." Imagine training for championships while your man's heart is texting his ex. Another post, accompanied by a clip of Claressa's knockout punch. Read, "This is how Claressa handled Papoose's lies, left him flat on the mat." The fan base was split into two armies, Team Remy and Team Claressa. Both sides agreed on one thing: Papoose was the villain of the story. Memes began circulating, showing Papoose sitting alone in a corner with captions like, "When you lose your wife and your girlfriend in the same month." Instagram blogs and gossip pages fed the fire with relentless posts. The Shade Room reposted the alleged DMs with the caption, Papoose out here confessing his love to Remy, while Claressa's training for her next title fight. Y'all think these are real? The comments section exploded with over 100,000 comments. In less than a day, some industry insiders couldn't resist putting their 2 cents in. Cardi B went live and, without naming names, said, "You can't play with love like that. You can't be out here thinking you gon' have a wife, a side chick, and your respect. Life don't work like that." Meanwhile, Meek Mill stirred the pot even more by posting a cryptic line on his Instagram story. "Real men don't break their foundation over attention." That's weak energy. Fans immediately tied it to Papoose's situation, debating whether Meek was shading him or speaking on his own regrets. Either way, the drama was now fueling side conversations and stirring beefs in unexpected corners. Even Charlamagne Tha, God, and DJ Envy weighed in on The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne couldn't stop laughing as he said, "Papoose used to be the symbol of loyalty in hip-hop. Now he's the symbol of you played yourself. This is one of the biggest L's I've ever seen." DJ Envy added, "And Remy ain't even pressed. That's the worst part. She chilling, she glowing, and Pap is out here writing paragraphs." The public humiliation grew worse when TikTok creators began reenacting the leaked DMEs with dramatic music and fake tears. Some even mashed up videos of Remy performing with captions like "What Pap lost" versus "What he got left." These clips racked up millions of views in hours, making the scandal unavoidable. But the most devastating industry reaction came from one of Remy's closest confidants, Fat Joe. He didn't tag Papoose directly, but in a heartfelt post, he wrote, "Some people don't realize the weight of a diamond until they're holding dust. Loyalty over everything." That line alone had fans screaming, "Joey Crack just buried Papoose." And while the world was laughing, cheering, and debating, one thing became clear. Papoose was now officially boxed in with no allies. Claressa's fans saw her as the ultimate survivor who came out stronger than ever. Remy's fans saw her as the untouchable queen who refused to entertain a man's regrets, and the industry at large. They saw Papoose as a fallen hero, a man who built his reputation on loyalty only to destroy it himself. But here's the wildest part. Insiders claim this wave of backlash isn't just damaging Papoose's reputation, it's threatening his bag. Word on the street is that brands and promoters who once viewed him as hip-hop's most loyal husband are now reconsidering their partnerships. One promoter allegedly told a gossip outlet, "Papoose was marketable because of his image with Remy. Without her, he's just another rapper. And with this drama, he's toxic." So now the question isn't just about love, it's about survival. Can Papoose bounce back when both the public and the industry are turning their backs on him? Or is this truly the end of his legacy as we know it? Because while Remy glows and Claressa thrives, Papoose is stuck in the middle, drowning in memes, clowned by celebrities, and watching his empire crumble in real time. And if the rumors are true about Remy preparing that tell-all interview, things are about to get so much worse. Because what's been said online might just be the tip of the iceberg, and the truth waiting to come out could completely finish Papoose once and for all, just when it seemed like Papoose couldn't possibly sink any lower. A new bombshell detonated that left the hip-hop world in complete disbelief. Late last night, an anonymous insider dropped a folder of alleged audio recordings to a gossip site. These weren't just any recordings, they were supposedly private phone calls between Papoose and a mystery woman. And the voice on the other end didn't sound like Remy Ma or Claressa Shields. The audio clips revealed Papoose allegedly venting about his crumbling relationships. But here's the jaw-dropping part. He claimed Remy had already moved on in secret with someone inside the industry. According to the leaked tapes, Papoose said, "Man, she's not even worried about me. She's got her own situation. Y'all gonna find out soon enough." Fans went wild. Could Remy Ma possibly be linked to? Within minutes, Twitter was on fire with theories. Some speculated about rappers she had worked with recently. Others dug into her past collaborations. And a few even accused Fat Joe of knowing the truth all along. But that wasn't even the craziest part. In another clip, Papoose allegedly admitted that he felt played not just by Remy but by Claressa too. He described their relationship as a PR move gone wrong and claimed Claressa only stuck around because it gave her name a boost. In hip-hop circles, one explosive line in the audio had Papoose saying, "She was using me, man. She ain't never loved me the way I loved her. She wanted the headlines. That's it. That's it." If true, this revelation turns the entire narrative upside down. Could it be that Papoose wasn't the only manipulator here? Could Claressa have been plotting her own climb to fame while dragging Papoose along for the ride? The story spiraled even further when a separate blogger claimed to have text messages from a verified industry source suggesting that Remy Ma was already finalizing plans for a sit-down with a major streaming platform. Word is, the interview will expose everything the public doesn't know, and Papoose's name is allegedly all over it. Imagine this. The woman he betrayed is about to get the last word, with millions of people watching. Remy really? Spills the tea. It could obliterate what's left of Papoose's reputation, leaving him with nothing but regrets and shattered credibility. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields added fuel to the fire without even mentioning names. She tweeted, "I'll never let a man define my story. Stay tuned." That one emoji sent fans spiraling. Was she hinting that she's about to drop her own side of the story? Is she planning to expose Papoose even further, or maybe reveal some truths about her own motives? And here's where things get downright terrifying for Papoose. Multiple promoters and insiders have started whispering that he may be blacklisted from certain events. Without Remy's queen image beside him, and with Claressa distancing herself, the very brand that kept him relevant is falling apart. But hold on, because the final twist might be the darkest of them all. The same blog that leaked the audio claims they're sitting on one last recording. According to them, this one isn't about Remy or Claressa. It's about another well-known female rapper, someone fans would never expect Papoose to be connected to. If that clip ever sees the light of day, it could completely destroy multiple careers at once. So now the entire industry is holding its breath. Will this mystery recording leak? Will Remy Ma finally tell her side and expose every last detail? And will Claressa Shields clap back with receipts that prove she was always 2 steps ahead of Papoose? Because one thing is clear, this drama is far from over. Papoose thought regret would win him sympathy, but instead, it's opened a Pandora's box of betrayal, secrets, and hidden agendas that nobody saw coming. And if these new leaks are real, we may not just be watching the end of Papoose's legacy, we may be watching the biggest public collapse in hip-hop history. The only question left is, when the next bomb drops, will Papoose even survive it? And there you have it, the story that has the entire hip-hop world gasping for air. Papoose, once celebrated as the ultimate loyal husband, is now standing in the ruins of his own decisions. Remy Ma is on the verge of a career-defining comeback. Claressa Shields is distancing herself with a smirk. And fans are left wondering, did Papoose just end his own legacy with one wrong move? But this is where you come in. I need to know what you think, because this conversation is about to explode even further. Do you believe Papoose truly regrets leaving Remy Ma, or is this just a desperate PR stunt to save face? Do you think Remy is really preparing to drop a bombshell interview that will bury him for good? And what about Claressa? Was she using Papoose all along? Or is she just another victim of his choices? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Don't hold back. I want to see the debates, the theories, and the wild predictions. Trust me, the juicier, the better. Because this story is nowhere close to being over. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next shocking update. Because when the next leak drops, whether it's Remy's interview, Claressa's side of the story, or that mystery recording? You'll want to be the first to know. This saga is spiraling faster than anyone expected. And the next chapter could change hip-hop history forever. Stay tuned because the tea is only getting hotter from here.